roots of history run deep through Stafford, Virginia. We've raised leaders, featured artists, and honored those heroes among us. We've learned from the battles fought, and we look to the future with hope. We take this time to focus on what makes us exceptional, while constantly remembering where we came from. We're always open to fresh ideas and innovation, and savor all of the flavor at our fingertips. We find inspiration in our craftsmanship, and there's always a hidden gem around every corner. Find yours. Rediscover Stafford.
What in the world is going on here? What in the Tom Buchanan? Here we go. Welcome to KFL Tonight, peoples. What's going on, man? Well, that's it, right? That's it. The wild card weekend is in the books. Sometimes there's a fireworks, sometimes there's not, sometimes there's big numbers, sometimes there's not. Who knows? We're gonna find out tonight. We're gonna find out who moves on to face either the Lone Star Bandits in the South or the Rebels in the North. Who will it be? Will it be that team with that guy? What's his name? Dave and Buster's, Derek Brundle, shoe cobbler manager. I don't know. Will it be that team? Will it be Motor City Ambassadors with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Matt Linsman on it? Will it be the Alabama Hammers with, Coley McGowan, the straight lace cop? Or will it be the Tar Heel Lunkers, those guys from down under? We don't know. Well, let's bring on who we got with us right now. And I think it's the Maulers. Hey, man, I didn't know you're back there. How you doing?
What's happening?
What's happening? Oh, is that Mr. Soler right there?
Oh, yeah, we got everybody here, man.
Oh, everybody's there. Okay. They at Casa de Brundle?
Yeah, man, we're hanging out, having a cookout, having a few beers.
I got you. What you cooking out? What you got? What you making, bro?
Oh, we can't tell you that.
That's the sauce.
That's the juice right there.
Best barbecue ever.
Said no one ever.
Yeah, you want to come over? Like, this is like a Cribs episode, man. It's like, hey, we got
this an episode of Cribs.
We got the beans.
Oh, look at the spread.
We got the dip. We got them high quality Tostitos. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the restaurant quality right there.
That's what we do around here. You know what I mean?
Where's everyone's beverages? I'm just wondering where the beverages are.
All right. Ken's rocking a serious Pepsi over here, Mr. Ken Wood.
That's what I'm talking about, Ken.
This is like important.
I'm representing the north.
Hey.
Well, yeah, way north, like
Way north.
Canada.
I miss my Canadian friends.
Oh, you miss your Canadian friends? Hey, so DB, man, won't you tell us about your day out there on the water, man? What was it like? Was it tough? Was it good to go?
Hey, my day, I can sum that up real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 0 keepers on the board for yours truly.
So I outfished you today.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the first time ever, but whatever.
No, I thought you were playing defense.
No, I was trying. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. You don't catch them, you know what I mean? And that's
true.
That's why this format is so good, because you can rely on your teammates to bail you out when you're terrible.
Well, yeah, that is very true. You know why else this format's so good is your whole scenery that you got going on right there, man. That's also why I love this format.
You like that high quality barbecue right about there?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Move your finger to the. Oh, okay. You had your finger in the wrong spot. You needed to move it to the left just a little bit.
Okay.
Where's the Triple Crown at?
Oh, he's here. Ching.
Oh yeah, over there in the background, like always.
Triple Crown
Find out.
brought his brother for bodyguard in case people were trying for autographs. That's what happens.
You're right. You're right. Well,
Oh, look at this cat.
I can't. You have to introduce people. We can't really see the faces.
Oh, you got Mr.
Oh,
Matt
so
Linsman. We
God.
get close. How's that?
Is that Matty himself? Matty Ice?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll give him some light here.
Oh, yeah. Give him some light, man.
Yeah, we got to get that mood lighting.
Let us see that. Oh, there it is. What up, Matty Ice?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. You have a rough day out there today? You had a good day?
I think everybody had a rough day.
I think Derek did that on purpose, bro. He did it. He ordered the 5 inches of rain.
When have you ever known me not to want to catch fish?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, you got me. All right, you got me. You got me there. That's Mr. Zach. We know that face. That's Mr. Solaire right there, man.
Yep, that makes sense.
We had you.
I see
Dude,
it
that
for
was
30.
rough.
Right
We
on.
found him pre-fishing, just couldn't get him today. See you guys later.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Take care, man.
that was like the story of the day, man. With that rise in water and then the drop in temperature, it was tough. I mean, when on these guys' home lakes and they went out there killing it, you should know it was a tough bite.
We got some of the best guys in the nation against us here, and when they struggle to get one each, it's a tough day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, you grinded it out. Ain't no quitting, you guys. So yeah.
Not the way we wanted our season to end, but hey, we'll be ready come next year.
Gotcha, man. I like it. Well, let's put out these results. What you got? Who is that? Who we got? Oh, okay. What up, man?
How you doing?
We had you on live for a bit today, man. So we got to watch you fish, Mr. Fader. So we know how you was enjoying the fishing today. We was on there with you. Sometimes it's tough.
When you put so much into it and it just doesn't pan out. I mean, it hurts a bit. It hurts a bit, and when you're on live, it's kind of hard to hide it a little. Sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job
for it to come out a little.
When you put your thing on, you did a pretty good job of hiding it, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's business, man. It's all business. We fish to the end, and like we talked about, anything can happen. So your mindset is still there, and I might have showed a little bit, but it's all fun in the end. Had a great time.
And I feel like that's okay, man, because I mean, you put a lot into this.
Absolutely, we all do. We all.
Yeah,
do.
you didn't come here to lose, so.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit when it doesn't work out, but that is fishing. In the end of the day, we're all having a great time, and I'll tell you right now, like this has been an incredible trip. Like these guys are hosting us and showing us a good time. So
and look, dude, it looks incredible. You guys out there hanging out at the Brundle farm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised I ain't seen no chickens running around back there.
Oh, there's some back
That's
there.
Zach.
They're over there.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
So, we talked about it as a team. Of course, this isn't what we wanted to, end the season is, but it is what it is. And now we're going to root these guys on through the championship. So.
Got you, man. That's stand up right there, bro.
Well,
and
right? The ones that take you out, you got to root them all the way to the end.
Oh no, I don't ever root Derek.
We're the big fan now.
No. I don't ever root for Derek after he beat me in the team championship. I don't ever root for him anymore. He called me a shoe cobbler, bro. Come on.
Say it one more time.
I'm sorry. You're breaking up. I'm sorry. I'm losing you here. Your internet's not doing too well.
No. This is an incredible team that we matched today, and and it again, the fishery was just different. It was different from pre-fish. Obviously, even just today was completely different than it was yesterday. So, is what it is, and we were a little humbled, but in the end, we had a blast. So, I can't thank these guys enough. It's been fun hanging out with them tonight, and and we're excited to see what they do.
And you guys will be back, right? You coming back next year?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. All right. I just want to make sure, because word on the street, some of these teams are like, man, we're out for 2022. So I want to make sure you guys gonna be back. You got a hell of a squad.
We'll be back.
With a vengeance.
We'll be back.
South Texas Rough Riders. And we're moving over. One more here.
What is going
Mr.
on?
John Ferreira.
Mr. Ferrer, man, that's a baby face. Man, look at you over there, just looking handsome as hell. Look at you.
Young.
So, how was your day out there, man?
Just like everybody else, it was rough. This place can be notoriously tough. But fortunately, we all have a big history here, and it played off with a whopping 3 fish. That was all luck.
I think we
Yeah,
have
man. I mean, that's just like we said earlier, man. That's a testament to how tough it was today. You got your team is full of your entire team is like both of these teams are full of sticks, man. And 3 fish come out of the water from 8 guys who definitely know how to put fish over on that board.
Yeah,
Let you know.
Bringing these guys out here, it's obviously we're nervous, right? But it's our home water, so we feel a little more comfortable. But we know if they figure something out and they execute, we're screwed. So the whole day, the day's going by. We have 1 fish at 15 inches, and then nothing's happening. Half day goes by, and it's like, all right, if they hop on a couple of fish or 2 of their guys catch 2 fish each, they're just gonna put us behind real fast. And the bite's that tough, and it could change that quick. So we're shaking the whole day basically, and then the second half of the day, 2 more fish get caught for a total of 3 fish. And then up until the last minute, you're literally just, holding on, hoping that these guys don't, find those couple of bites. It takes literally, it would have taken 3 fish or 4 fish to knock us out. And that happens fast. So, I mean,
exactly. Especially with 4 guys out there fishing, the bite could turn on every last one of them can catch a 15-inch fish. And then the next thing you know, it's just like,
that's it. Game over. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
We were nervous all day. So it worked out. It sucks that, it was such a tough day. Everybody wants to catch fish. Everybody wants to catch a limit, put 10 fish on the board. We were hoping it was going to be, everybody catching fish. These guys drove a long way. But they did catch striper, so that's pretty cool, right? So
yeah, we've heard about that epic day.
Yeah. I'm not going to be playing next week. The guys that are, I'm pretty confident that they're going to, take some names. They got a game plan. They seem pretty confident, and I'm excited to watch them next week.
And they want their revenge? Is that what you're saying? They want their revenge?
Okay. We want that revenge for sure.
All right.
Yeah, there's a little going back and forth between Masso and Rhode Island right now, so we're looking to take the W on that one.
Yeah, man. I think the new battle is between you and Chris Catucci for the baby faces.
He's younger than me. I think I look.
Say that one more time. What'd you say now?
He's younger than me, but I think I look younger.
Yeah. There it is. There it is, Chris. All right. He said he don't care about you and your what them things called jeggings or leggings or whatever it is you be wearing.
I can't knock them because I wear them every once in a while too.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just poking fun, man. I got a pair too because my wife bought them. I didn't buy them. I've never worn them though.
They're
no.
comfy.
No. I'll wear them to bed.
right.
Yeah.
So I saved the best for last.
Wood, man. Hey, so, dude, you made it. Well, congratulations on you guys' win. Just to put this out there for everybody, Maz takes out Motor City Ambassadors with a score of 51-75 to nil. And that 20 and a quarter was caught by a Triple Crown man himself. I think you had the 16 and a half, or did you have the 15?
No, I had the 16 and a half.
16 and a half, and then the 15 was caught by John. Yeah, John Ferrer. So it was a tough day out there, but
I said it took 2,000 casts.
Yeah. But congratulations on the team win, man. But also making it a match out of it and across there. We're gonna have that on after this, but we're gonna get our chance to talk to you about that in a second. But how tough was it? I mean, everybody said it's tough, man. Just curious about what changed from your practice that you saw to game day.
Well, the water. I practiced I went out there on Tuesday, I believe, Tuesday morning. The water was 77 degrees. It was down. It was down from the last time we fished there. But by today, I mean, the water temp was 69 when we started. You saw 68. So that's almost 10 degrees drop, and it was up. I went and checked out the ramp yesterday and the day before, and yesterday it was up from the day before. And then you guys were saying it was up from yesterday today. So the water level rose. quite a bit. It's just it's a good fishery, but that weather we got, man, just shut it down.
So I'm curious, like, were you not finding them, or were you seeing them on the finder and they just weren't biting?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I caught 3 shorts, which I didn't measure for KBBT. I let them go.
We heard about that.
Yeah, and I didn't see any. I saw a couple things on the graph, deep, 8 feet. That's about as deep as it gets. But I dropped down them. I don't know what they were. Probably crappie, whatever. But yeah, I don't know where the fish were. I think they were just uptight, in the flooded brush. That's my guess. But they definitely weren't where they usually are.
Well, that's the great thing about this team format. Being able to share that burden of winning the game with each other. When one's down, the other ones pick up. And you guys, John, and Triple Crown put old Dave and Buster's on your back and carried him to the promised land. He needed you guys today, so maybe he can repay that favor in the next one. But congratulations, you got a tough one coming up, though. The Rebels they're a very good team, and they showed that. You guys got them in the first one, and they got you in the second one. And here's the round 3, baby, and it's for all the marbles, right?
It'll be nice.
Let's go, Mass!
And it's for all the marbles. So I'm already excited, man. I kind of, me personally, I was like, at the beginning of the season, I could see the matchup, but especially with all the attitude those guys came out with. But I was like, I don't know, that North is kind of stacked. But here we are, Mass against Rhode Island. What's it gonna be?
I don't think either of us like that, or any of us like that lake, but it's a pretty tough lake. But
is it?
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole thing looks amazing. The whole thing, but the fish
I hate that.
Aren't where they're supposed to be.
I hate it when it looks amazing, man. It's like they're everywhere.
But their experience there is it gives them a huge advantage over us. But we have more experience there now as well. So we'll pre-fish some more, and we'll figure some more stuff out, and we'll see how it goes.
It's probably going to be another barn burner, another tight one. You guys never cease to amaze with it. What's happening? What's going on?
I'm just spinning around.
Oh, okay.
We get chewed up over here with the bugs.
Well, I'll just tell you, hey, congrats, Motor City guys. You guys put up a hell of a fight, had a hell of a season. We'll definitely look forward to having you guys back next season and seeing what you do. And hold your heads high. I mean, you made it this far. I know you wanted to go further, but that's fishing. Shit happens. And I would say, not to say it's ever good to lose, but you guys lost to a pretty good group of anglers and a pretty good just group of human beings, good group of guys. So even Derek Brumble. What you got, D?
I still need my shoes from you, but from Massachusetts, we out.
All right, well, that was Massachusetts. You ain't getting no damn shoes, by the way. All right, well, Maulers move on to face the Rebels in the North. Here we got our other matchup, a couple guys from another matchup up. We got Juice World, Jay Hicks, and Mr. Matt Ortenzi. Did I say that right, Matt? Is it Ortenzi?
Yeah, it's Ortenzi.
Cool. So what's up, guys? I know you guys are on the road already, huh? You two, Jeremy and Matt, y'all on the road already, huh?
Yeah, it's a long way back to North Carolina.
What is it, about 6 hours?
No, it's about 7.5 to my house. I think Jeremy's got a little longer drive than I do.
Oh, okay. Well, tell us about your day, man. How did Neely Henry treat you out there today, Matt? Matt, did you hear me? Can you hear me? I think
my reception.
Your reception's bad. Jeremy, well, I guess we'll start with you, man. How was Neely Henry out there for you today, man?
It was tough. I'm probably gonna lose you. My service is terrible, but it was tough. I mean, I caught a lot of small fish, and the way it is.
We're gonna mute him for a second until we get to him. So it was tough. Yeah, man, it looked tough. I mean, I've never fished Neely Henry, and I've heard that if you don't have if you don't have experience on Neely Henry, it can be a really tough fishery.
Yeah, I talked to quite a few folks before we went down there, and they thought either it's going to be really good or it's going to be really, really tough. So each spot, it can be really good or really scarce.
Yeah, yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? But you guys grinded it out all day. You end up pulling in what, 2 at the end of in the last hour, 2 or 3?
Yeah, I pulled in 2. But we had a pretty good day free fishing on Friday and had a pretty good pattern figured out. And we've been trying to catch them and got to catch a few. And then the day was 11 and 12 inches.
What? So, did you notice anything that changed from your pre-fishing to today?
Well, the wind direction for one, the wind speed, and then I feel like there was a little bit of current there yesterday where I was at, and it wasn't today. It's been wind oriented, but something with the water changed. I don't know if it was generating or just the current itself, but there was none today where I was at. And that was the deal.
Okay, I got you. Now, what was your pattern that you were running in practice?
First thing was a really good top water bite with spots around dock, and then just throwing a Texas rig around on the islands and stuff right in front of them, and they just set them up totally different. I had a lot of blow ups on bait and a pop-ar yesterday. But I had some short strikes on it first thing, but the rest of it was on Texas rig.
So a buddy of mine, Mr. Charles Cruz, was telling me that you North Carolina boys are good with those pop-ars, man.
And I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop-ars are amazing.
But well, we'll go around and put out. Welcome Lance to the show and Dontrell, man. Dontrell, I got you muted. You had a little bit of a background noise. I got you muted, but I'm gonna mute you in a second. Juice, tell us about your day, man. I know you said you caught a bunch of shorts or whatnot.
Yeah, man. Starting out the day, I knew kind of what Lance and Tim and Coley were going to go do, and I kind of want to do something a little different. It didn't really work out like I wanted it to, and it was a 50-50 chance. I had a lot of faith in those guys to go do what they wanted to do, and it is what it is. I really wasn't worried about catching the limit. I was just kind of going to go see if I could find maybe 1 or 2 bigger fish, and I kind of had an area that I'd fished a couple of weeks before that there were some bigs in that area. I went back to that area this afternoon and actually had a 19 1/4 on the board. Went to go pick up my identifier, and when it jumped, it took the net and everything into the water, and it's just one of those days. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those days, and I really wasn't sweating it a whole lot because the water wasn't really what I needed it to be where I was at. Luckily, Tim and Lance and Coley were right there where they needed to be at. And
yeah,
it was I don't know, just one of those days, but we lived to fight another day and on to Texas.
Yeah, I mean, so Juice kind of alluded to it, so I'll let you guys know. The Hammers move on with a score of 186 to 34.5 to the Tar Heel Lunkers, 34.5 inches. The main story here is, Coley McGowan, man. The guy puts up 178 3/4 inches out of your team's 186 inches. He was just on fire today. Just crazy on fire. That was just insane. I was watching it. It was just like fish after fish kept popping up after fish, like 19 and a half, 19, 18. I'm like, this dude has this dude knows where every fish is in Neely Henry, it seems like. And then like you said with your other guy, Tim Tim had a hammer day as well. I mean, he puts up 133.5 inches. I was
Lance
just like,
is over 100. I mean,
Lance, you're over 100 as well?
Yeah, I had 127, I think.
God, I can't read, man. And then Lance had 127. Like, you had 3 guys from your squad. I mean, Neely Henry seems to be you guys' bread and butter. Well, I mean, I'm not saying you can't fish anywhere else, but we've actually decided we're gonna strike Neely Henry off the list for next season. So you guys are not gonna be able to fish there at all next season. Jeremy agrees. So
just keep in mind, Neely Henry is just one of the lakes in the Coosa chain. So we got like 4 more.
Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to strike off the Coosa chain, period. All right, you heard it here first. KFL tonight, Coosa chain's gone. It's out. All right, and Lance and Coley, and as well as Tim, you guys have been booted from the league. You can't even fish. You can't fish anymore. It's over. I'm kidding, man. That's just, you guys had some days, man. I won't ask you what you're on. I mean, you got no more matches at home, right? So you got to go to Lone Star. So, why don't you tell us what you do to find them today, Lance? What was the pattern you were running, or you don't want to give that away, even though nobody else is coming in.
Started on the lake.
Say again.
And I started on the lake, the main lake. Ran, caught several.
Yeah.
Caught 116, I think. Thing. So, in their area.
You're breaking up on me a little bit there, Lance. You attached to the house Wi-Fi and you're out there in the yard. Is that what it is?
That's that Alabama Wi-Fi for you, man.
The Alabama, it's like the Alabama black snake, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Let's see if we get you better now, Lance.
Can you hear me any better?
Yeah, we got you good now. All right.
They club football game on inside.
Who's the team? Well, I mean, is it the Tide? Are you a Tides fan?
No, I'm sitting there hoping Mississippi State holds off Louisiana Tech.
Oh, okay. So you're not a Tide fan. We're okay. We're okay. We're good now. We're still good. You're not a Tides fan.
Yeah,
I mean, look.
I got rid of the Tides fan. He's gone. Savage. No, man, that was a great day out there for you, like Lance. I mean, you guys killed it today, man. But it's congratulations on the win for you guys, first and foremost. Second, I mean, you kind of got to put it behind you now because now you got to focus on the next obstacle that's in front of you. And welcome, Jim. Jim made it in.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm late for the final closeout video here.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. We just sitting here talking fishing with these hammers who just went out of Neely Henry and made Neely Henry their bitch.
The same hammers that are taking on the Lone Star Bandits.
I know, right? I don't know. Did any of you guys see that post from Jim?
Oh yeah. It was actually shared to my page, and there's a little war going on right now.
Oh yeah.
Facebook. Yeah. Let's just say some folks have been deleted off of Facebook. Some feelings have been hurt. You know, it is what it is.
I'll have to catch up on social media to find out what the.
Yeah,
I know, right? It's on your page.
Yeah. Like Soup tagged me in it, and look, we just little comment war going back and forth. Some people got their feelings hurt. I mean, you know,
we'll see. I'm gonna get there to see it.
You can't.
Go ahead.
You got to leave your feelings at home.
I mean, well, yes, I'm 100% agreeing. You leave the feelings at home.
And I'll say it personal in front of everybody. It's all in good fun. I don't take any of this personally, but apparently some people do. So,
I mean, I take it personal with me and the lake. Like if the lake doesn't give up any fish to me, I take it personally. Like if I was, I'd be like, F that lake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
but
me.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be friends with everybody. I ain't got an enemy in here, and I guess some people do though.
You know who the enemy is? The enemy is Lone
The
Star
Greenfish.
Bandits.
No,
Lone
the
Star
enemy's the
Bandits.
Greenfish.
No, it's Lone Star Bandits because the Alabama Hammers are coming to town to wax that ass, right? Right?
Well,
Right.
yeah, that's the plan.
That's what Juice just texted me, so I'm just reading the text.
Yeah, read.
Yeah.
Here, let me send you another one real quick. I got you one right here.
Hey, Dontrell, man, you had a little bit of spotty coverage most of the day out there, man. But when we had you on, in your practice, I guess I can't unmute you because you muted yourself. I need you to unmute yourself. There we go. Oh shit, it's pretty.
That's why.
That's why you had yourself muted. Okay. Well, I wanted to give you your time to say what you got to say, but all we hear is that. Yep, that's what we hear. But yeah, let's see if we can get you to say what you got.
I can hear you though.
So,
chip bag.
I know, right? Congratulations, well, to you guys, Lunkers, man. Congratulations on your season. It didn't end the way you wanted it to end, but you made it to the playoffs. You had a shaky start, you turned it around, made it to the playoffs, and that's nothing to hold your head low for. But congratulations, Matt. Congratulations, Dontrell, to the whole Lunkers team, man. Hopefully, you guys plan on being back next season, right? Lunkers going to be back next season, right? Okay.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Because I won't pay back, Matt. I won't pay back. All right. Right. We were 0-2 against you guys.
Good luck to
this
the
season.
Hammers next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all coming down. Enjoyed it all season.
Yep. Hey, you guys, y'all have a safe trip back home, man, and look forward to seeing you on the water many, many more times, and look forward to seeing you guys next season.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man.
You too, guys.
And so, Hammers. Lance, Lance, Juice, who's making the trip? Do you guys know yet or what?
Still don't know yet. I know John and Dan, and I think Tim. I'm still waiting on a work thing scheduled to kind of work itself out. But Coley, I think Coley is actually really working to maybe clear some time up for his schedule for work to go out. So if he goes, I'm going to sit this one out and let Coley, eat a few bandits.
Well, Coley, if you need me to make a call, let me know, man. I got SEAL Team 6 on the speed dial, bro.
There you go.
And, well, DP came on, Mr. Dan Perry himself, so we'll bring him in. What's going on, man?
I had to get on here a minute because Jim Louvier is talking so much crap. He's making a mistake. I don't know the guy, and we're not friends on Facebook. I saw secondhand, but I would just say that we would be the wrong team to try and get riled up. So
I remember when I didn't even say nothing bad. I just said I thought it was going to be a close matchup with you guys.
Yeah.
It was going to be this. And all of you took it personally and went out there and just – I can't remember who y'all went up against, but you just smashed it. And I was just like, well shit. And then when we came in the thing, you guys were like, well, you said it was going to be close, so we had to change that. I'm like, well, don't shoot the messenger, man. I thought it was going to be close.
Yeah, I think it was 2 inches or something like that.
Hey, man, we're not living in the past.
Yeah.
We're not living in the past. We're talking about present and future, guys. And the future is Lone Star Bandits. Right?
Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot. If you had to pick a winner right now, Robert, who you going with? We need locker room material. I mean, we got some. We need more. So just throw it out there.
Jim, you see what he's doing to me right now?
I don't let him go, bro. Don't let him go, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be a repeat of last year, huh?
What I'm not gonna let that go right now because we're gonna have a pick'em show. We're gonna have a pick'em show, and we'll talk about all that. What lake are you guys facing them on?
Fairfield.
Yeah, Fairfield.
Yeah, Fairfield.
Yeah.
And
which I kind of feel like. I mean, to be honest, it seems like maybe Fairfield was a mistake to have a lake that you've been fishing all year that kind of the juice is more known, and to have a small lake so it's less, you have A bigger lake, it would take longer to cover and to figure out. A smaller lake seems like it'd be a little bit easier to figure. You know, it just takes less time to figure out less water. It's not that I'm not putting them down, and I'm not talking smack, because they are an excellent team. They proved it, had a great year, but yeah, we definitely don't need any more motivation than what we already have.
Roll Tide Soup. If you're wearing your Bama shirt right now, have a drink for me.
I don't know what happened, but we lost Juice WRLD. He has such spotty internet. I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah, he's back.
A storm in the area or something.
There he is. He's back.
Back to the game at hand here.
You got like some bad weather going on there.
Well, it was bluebird skies when I came inside. Something.
I tell you what, I was talking to my son the other day, and I was like, "Hey, son, what does this sound mean?" Like the old school when you log onto the internet, dial up. He was like, "I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is." That's all from our age group, I guess.
There are some people who still don't know how to use a rotary telephone.
Dude, real talk. My son saw one, and my son saw a payphone. He was like, "Dad, what's that?" And I was, "Oh, look at the little guy, dude. That's your twin."
Oh,
That's your twin.
Look, for those of y'all that don't know, that's Wayne Gretzky Jr. in the picture.
Oh, it is, huh?
Oh yeah, is he good at it?
Yeah, into hockey. We live in the South, but we live right by a hockey rink, and he's all into it, man.
You got a hockey rink in Alabama?
We got two, actually.
I know. There's two in the state, and we happen to live right by one.
Wow.
Yeah. Only ice in Alabama all year.
You're right. Only ice in Alabama.
What part of Alabama are you next to? Are you in?
I'm in Hoover, which is like it's 20 minutes south of Birmingham. Jeremy is just north of Birmingham, and Lance is about probably 20 minutes south of me. So.
Yeah, I used to be stationed in Anniston, and I found out the hard way. You don't say depot, you say depot.
Yes. Yeah.
I was corrected very, very quickly.
Did you? So you worked out at Pelham Range?
No, I was the WMD officer for all of the demilitarization of Sarin and DX. So
I worked out at Pelham Range for a little bit, not military, but doing some contractor stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah.
WMD. You wouldn't be talking about weapons of mass destruction, would you?
Yes.
We're kicking you out of here.
Yeah. Right. Hey, I gotta watch what I say here.
Yeah. I just realized Lance has an Alabama. Is that what you was talking about? His Alabama shirt? Is that an Alabama A on your shirt, Lance? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
He's going to be the medic next week for Texas.
So, Lance, man, when we had you on, I don't mean to keep jumping around, but when we had you on, you seemed like you were kind of just like still trying to figure it out. And I think maybe you had like one or two fish at the time, but it looks like whatever it was, you figured it out because you shot right up that leaderboard on best bags for the day. Was it something that changed, or was it something you noticed and keyed in on?
It was a location change. I think I finally got my Wi-Fi working.
You're perfect. We hear you perfect now. Yeah.
So I started on the main lake fishing grass lines, and like I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me or not, but I caught a bunch of small ones. I had 116 early, so it wasn't happening. I wasn't feeling it, so I just pulled out about 10:30 and I pulled off the main lake and went just in extreme backwater. There's some water coming in with all the rain that we had gotten. Basically fishing just a lot of underhang trees and stuff like that, and I caught a few there at the end. Actually contributed to the stringer. It was the two smallest fish on the stringer, but they were there. So.
Hey, but they made it to the dance though.
So I had a pipe coming out of a levee dumping water into this backwater, and there's two 17 3/4 largemouth sitting right up under it. So
yeah, I love, dude. Whenever
I was going to say, you've got it.
Go ahead, Jim. You got this.
I didn't interrupt you. So I was going to say you had 2 17 3/4, 16 1/4, 16 16, 15 1/2, and a couple 14s. and add a quarter on the end of those. So you had a really productive day.
I caught numbers.
Well,
I probably had 10 fish at the first spot I fished. The biggest one was 16. I think I had a 15.5 there. So I didn't feel like I was going to catch the caliber of fish I needed. So I just pulled out and tried a different area.
So I will say this before you continue, man. I would say that I think the Hammers have the most fans at this point, because I think just the way the narrative has been shaping up, that the Bandits have become the Rock of the KFL. They've become the bad guys as it is right now. So
we're talking earlier Rock, right?
We're talking about earlier Rock, not the people's champ
when he
Rock.
was all super. Yeah, right.
Yeah. When he was Rocky Maivia.
That's right. That's right. Hey,
yeah, I'm old. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are pulling for you guys. I mean, you got Blackbeard here. He's like, hey, go to Texas and get it done. Congrats. Go to Texas to get it done.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeing it shaping up to. It's like coming into this, nobody really knew most of you guys, and I'm not trying to talk trash, but nobody really knew who Lance Coley was, Coley McGowan, a lot of you guys really, but I guarantee you everybody knows these names now. I mean, everybody knew Dan Perry because he's got that show and he has that shiny head, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't forget that head.
I'm the worst angler there is.
Don't forget, he's also related to the world record holder for largemouth bass.
Yeah, that's right. George Perry.
It is 22.4.
Really?
Oh yeah, 22.4.
I did not know that.
But 1932, right? Down in Georgia.
That's not true.
No, that's very true. Hey, people, it is.
I'm also related to Luke Perry, Katy Perry, and all the other Perrys.
Put a good word in. Put a good word in with Katie. You can figure out all the other Perrys.
That's right. Hey, yeah, there you go. Huh? Gonna be here firework. What's up?
Oh, look at Jim with the tunes.
Hey, I'll break out a few every now and then. So that means then when you guys advance next week and you're playing against Lone Star, two of the heavyweights sitting there. So if you got to think of it in terms, if you were to take John Cena and The Rock, later years The Rock, and put you guys in the ring together, all right, to stick with the lexicon that we're in right now, what does that mean for you guys if you're going to be a man down? All right. So as Greg knows, I would say if this is going to be a hockey power play, what does that mean for you? If McGowan doesn't go, if he can't clear time up on a schedule, what does that mean?
Who steps up? Is it going to be you, Juice? Is it going to be Dan?
Well, it's going to be a pop play.
Big Fish Dan.
It's you gotta use the next man up mentality. That's really the only way you can look at it, in my opinion, is you just got to be the next man up. I really, really want to go, and I'm hoping that if I can work my work schedule out, that I will be able to go. And Coley's kind of in the same boat, so I think probably just whoever can clear up first will go. But and I'll be honest with you, as bad as I hate to sit this one out, if Coley can go, I think he probably helps the team more than I do at this point.
Well, how about me? Go ahead, Dan.
Both of them are equal. And I don't believe that one bit. He's being humble. But
that's what I was about to say.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's a team.
Stay humble.
We'll scrape up 4, and we'll all get there, and we'll give them everything we got.
I was going to say, I was going to say something very similar to that, Dan. But I was also going to say, why not go? I mean, you don't have to set your starting lineup until at least 24 hours before. So why not go? All of you go, and I mean, any pre-fishing with extra guys that can be done is just a plus, right? I mean,
I agree. And if it comes down to that, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we all go? If we all can.
I mean, you never know, bro. Like, you can go out there and you can go out there day one and find a pattern, and you just catch 112 inches or whatever case may be. Lance will go out there and catch 115 inches and be like, hey, I know we were going to start these 4, but Lance is on them.
Mm-hmm.
Lance is on them. Let's get Lance in there. I'll sit this one out. I mean, at this point, it's for all the marbles, right? We're getting to that.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we started this. And look, say something about Fairfield. Look, they picked a lake, and we've all been talking about it. It sets up pretty similar to what we fish here in Alabama. So I don't think there's going to be there's not going to be a big culture change or culture shock at all. I think it's going to be a very, similar to what we do here. So it's going to be a shootout, in my opinion. I think no matter who goes, it's going to be a shootout. Campbell said earlier it's not that easy, but come to Alabama where the fish get beat down all year long. And it's the same way out there too. So yeah, it's not easy to fish in Alabama. I mean, you look at the scores of people that come here and try to fish. It's the same way. So I think it's going to be a shootout.
I do too.
Yeah,
I really do.
I would really say that some of the events that we fished have not been the most grass fisheries. Maybe some emergent grass, shoreline grass, stuff like that for Jeremy and John. But them two are absolutely two of the best anglers in. Submerged hydrilla, some of the different grass that they do have at Fairfield. They're two of the best anglers in the country at fishing that type of grass. So I like our chances. I enjoy fishing grass, but also offshore. And Tim Perkins, he can do everything. He's been around for a long time. He's seen it all, and he's going to figure something out as well. So, I'm ready. I like our chances. I really do.
Maximize your efficiency and pull the resources you need to be able to keep ahead of the game and keep stiff competition up on the other team.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Man almighty. I got to say, with being new to the whole team, as far as the league itself, KF Valley, still learning everybody, I certainly appreciate your patience with me as I start to grasp the names and the background and where you come from. But I got to say, I can't say favorites right now, but I'll say because I've been to both states, I'm going to wait until next week, or I'm going to wait until we have the picks video, and then I'm going to go ahead and announce it. But I do like Alabama. I do. I'm not saying I'm picking them, but I do like Alabama. I just don't like Roll Tide.
Hey, man, Texas is 6-0, and they deserve to be, and they're fishing at home. They got home field advantage. They deserve the right to have, to be the favorites going into it. But we're happy to be the underdogs.
Yeah.
It is. It's good to see the underdog come up and start kicking some butt. It really does.
In my opinion, if I can give you guys my opinion, you'll accept it.
Please. Well,
I don't know that you're an underdog in this one. I get it. Texas is 6-0. They fought out there. They won every match. I don't know if I consider you guys underdogs. If anything, this is just a Ali Tyson bout that's about to happen.
Ooh, no, wait a minute. I just watched that. You know what? I can't believe you just said that. I just watched that interview today where Tyson even said, listen, I'm great. I know it. I know I'm great in my own mind, but I have to, even now the great ones have to bow down and give it to the best of all time. And that's the whole point, and Ali sitting right on the couch next to him, and Ali was sitting there saying, hey, listen, I'm quick. I used to be quick as hell. I could smash. If he could get me, he'd knock me down, but he had to get me. Yeah. He had to catch me. So
I feel like it's just a heavyweight bout, bro. And there's
and that's what that in at the beginning of the season when you look at these schedules and not even knowing who's going to make the playoffs, you just look and say, all right, well, if you take your top 3 or 4 teams out of each division and you run scenarios in your head of playoffs, you think, my gosh, the championship is going to be on both sides. It's going to be a heavyweight bout. And
check out this comment. I'm not going to read this because I don't want to get yelled at. Somebody else has to read.
I think Bama gets the big upset. And well, I mean, look.
Blackbeard. Hey, I love that guy.
Let me say this, and this is something this ain't nothing I wouldn't say to anybody there. I think if this game was fished on neutral waters, somewhere that us or them have never fished before, I think it would probably weigh a little heavier towards us to win it. I really do.
Okay, so let me translate for everybody. I'm cutting them off because I'm translating for all you. So basically what Juice WRLD just said is Alabama has better fishermen who can adapt to the waters of their own than Texas does. The Lone Star Bandits fishermen can only fish their home lakes. That's what I thought I heard.
Look, you can translate it however you want to. You can translate it however you want to.
I think what I just heard
in the last show we didn't get to, so I'm gonna get my shots in now.
Exactly.
So, I want to know though. I want to know why do you say that though? In all honesty, and I definitely could read between the lines, but why is it that if you were to fish in neutral waters, you guys would put on the whooping?
Well, and nothing against Texas at all, but Texas is spoiled. They really are spoiled. The fishery that they have. I mean, you're going to go to maybe one other place in the country, and that's Florida, to fish and catch those quality of fish. So I think if we went to a Tennessee or somewhere, that's not, really conducive to us or them and duked it out, I think we would probably have a little bit better advantage because, and that's just my opinion.
You know what I'm going to do? I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, Jig Master.
No, go ahead. It's all you, bro.
I want to see if we could try to get some kind of a tournament going where we do a call out tournament because
we've done it.
This would be amazing.
I'm fine
right
with
now.
It. Absolutely.
I want to see. We're going to talk to Greg. We see if we can put together a call out tournament after this.
Right on. I'm there.
Yeah, because you're absolutely right. If you have neutral water, you would definitely even the size, you even the playing field, and now you get to see what really happens. And here's the thing: you can pick 3 bodies of water. It's going to be sight unseen. You only get a fish, that pre-fish. It's going to be like when they do in the MLF. You're only going to find out that morning.
I'm fine with that, but not Reelfoot Lake.
Juice WRLD, hold on a second. I think Lance had something he wanted to put out there.
Sorry, Lance.
Sorry, Lance.
I was going to say, just from a fishery standpoint, I think Alabama is one of the most diverse states in the country. You got grass lakes, you got river systems, you got the little 100 for 400 acre state lakes that some of these guys like to fish on, and you got deep, clear, rocky reservoirs like Smith and Martin. I mean, and we fish them all. So I think what Jeremy was getting at, I think maybe we're a little bit more adaptive. I haven't fished a ton in Texas, but the fisheries seem for the most part pretty similar.
Yeah.
And let me translate what Lance just said for you guys, because Lance is a very humble guy. He doesn't like confrontation. So basically, what Lance just said is bring that shit on, Jim Louvier, because we whooping that ass.
Blackbeard said he jinxed his squad by going and pre-fishing for the championship already.
Yeah, that's what Blackbeard said. Yeah.
Wow.
Jason Campbell said, "Wow." I'm like, hey man, this week, I think I want to bring on one Alabama player and one Bandits player, and we're gonna do a video. We're gonna do a KFL tonight with every last one that's going or starting, and each night it's gonna be 2, one from each, and me and Jim we're just gonna let's go. Let's
do it. I got it.
Jim's gonna come with you guys with the really technical and the really in-depth questions and the thought-making stuff, and I'm gonna come with you because I want to get some emotion out of it. I want to see the smoke. I want to see Juice WRLD turning red because he's so amped.
I can promise you, nothing anybody's going to say that's going to make me mad. I just don't. I don't get mad like that. I don't get mad about myself. I get mad at myself when I screw up, but the talk is just talk. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be friends with everybody. I've traveled with them. I've stayed in the house with them. I know them well. So I don't have a hard feeling towards them at all. I just think we're bringing hell with us when we go to Texas next weekend.
I gotta say,
what kind of kayak does Louvier have?
He has a blue sky with every electronic on it.
Okay,
his blue sky is dope, man. I'm sorry, it's dope as hell.
I enjoy fishing offshore as well. Although I don't have 2 giant 12-inch grass because I don't need to know what kind of hat those fish are wearing because it doesn't matter. And those 2 12-inch grass, there's going to be a lot of drag on his kayak, and he's not going to keep up with my predator to get to those offshore spots. So whenever I beat him to the spots that he's planning on fishing, which I will find, then we'll see what happens.
His motor guide runs that thing 3.5 miles an hour, man. I fished with him. I fished with him on Eufaula. His motor guide runs about 3.5 miles an hour.
I was about to say, it's true. It's true. It's true. You will beat him because he said it himself. It's really slow. So you will beat him.
Don't swivel on that chair though.
Dan, we start training tomorrow. Come to my house. We're getting on the treadmill,
dude. I'll show these legs off. I got some meat on them, but they move.
All right. So let me ask you guys a question then. And I asked this of the other team the other night. I think I was talking to the Maulers. What do you think is most important when it comes to a team as a whole? For them, as they're choosing team members, first of all, and second of all, once you have your team and you've got your selection down, the application, and that is, would you rather see your team to be technically proficient or technically proficient? The ability to know how to employ your equipment or the ability to employ your equipment? Wow, I see the gears turning, guys. Okay, so you want a guy who's going to be water smart, or
I was going to break it down because, like, I can use my team to explain what you're talking about. On my team, there's a guy who he didn't fish in any tournament this year, but he's probably the most technical bass fisherman I've ever met. He has these in-depth, nerdish knowledge about bass and their movement and all this stuff, right? And he not just the bass, but the weather, how the barometric pressure affects them, all this stuff, all of it, the moon phase, all this, right? And then me personally, everybody knows I'm in the Navy. I'm active duty in the Navy. But what most people don't know is that I'm actually a sonar tech, and I've been in the Navy for 18 years. So when it comes to technically with the fish finders, I've been going over with my team. Like my fish finder, I usually have a super clear picture, and I'm usually able to figure out a lot just looking at my fish finder. So technically with the equipment, I would say that I'm probably the more technical guy. But when it comes to technical fishermen, you got this guy, Michael Hill, Sebastian Merrill, whatever you know him as. That's who it is. He's just like, he blows my mind with the in-depth, the little intricacies of knowledge that he has in that when it comes to bass fishing. And I'm just like, I just throw my line out there and I do some stuff to try to make the fish bite. And you talking about moon phases and magnetic pull and the earth is rotating left, and I'm just like,
let me go ahead and introduce y'all to Lance Coley, who has caught every single type of bass in the United States of America and is like an amateur fisheries biologist. I don't even know. You work on boilers. You're like a boiler manager, right, Lance?
Yeah.
But this man has caught 23 different types of bass?
19.
19. So,
wow.
Yeah. Anybody, no one fishing kayak tournaments has more knowledge. There's a couple of people who are probably equal knowledge, but nobody has more knowledge than Lance. So, yeah. There you go.
First off, Lance, I'll start by telling you I didn't even know there were 19 different types of bass. So,
but to add to that,
you win.
Talk about the technical aspect of it. You know, Lance is our he's our guru when it comes to electronics and all that stuff, because he can format this and put it on that and twist it up into this and put it in my graph, and it's totally different than what I started with. So. He's our technical guru, and talking about building a team around people like that. And, you know, when Dan and John kind of got together and said, hey, let's do this. I think it was, you know, they wanted to put together, you know, lake guys, creek guys, grass guys, deep water guys, you know, and just kind of get the best of everything, because, you know, you're going to fish a little bit of everything in this type of atmosphere. And that's what I really liked about it. And, you know, it's a lot of us, the majority of us travel around, you know, fishing different events.
What are you talking about? No, we don't. According to everything on KBN, we're all online fishermen, bro. We don't travel.
Well, you know, I mean, look, not everybody agrees with
I want all the smoke. Bring it to Jigmaster. I'll tell you my address. I'm lying. We're on the internet. I'm not dumb.
Yeah, I was going to say I would just have
to. If you're going to do that, what's your social security number?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But you know, we do. We travel a good bit. You know, I've been to Texas. You know, and outside of the KFL, you know, Dan does, Lance does, Coley does. You know, they fish the Hobies and the Bass Nation events, and so it's not like we're just fishermen in Alabama. I mean, we do travel. We do get out and kind of go see basically, you know, for the most part, the Southeast, and feel like, and that was a big thing, I think, when selecting this team is in my opinion.
I was stationed in Texas for 3 years and did fish some. So, I mean, it's, you know, I may have some Texas.
You have some Texas experience. So, Jim, did I capture the two different technicalities that you were talking about? Or
you did, for the most part. I think ultimately, what I was also kind of pointing back to was if you got a group of people who are coming together and you don't know which each individual is going to bring as far as a plus or minus, what's going to keep them in the pros and what's going to take over to the cons. Do they know how to be able to pick up that reel and throw it and adapt to any water that they're going to meet if they have the technical expertise or the know-how to be able to throw it? Do they know how to throw and when to throw a square bill? Do they know how to throw a T-rig? Do they know how, if they, during the wintertime, during the fall time, do they know what's going to work best? Or are they going to go to a spinnerbait? Are they going to, do they know about the different types, how bass are going to operate, once it's post-spawn and they start to bifurcate? You're going to see those bass go in shallow and you're going to see them go deep. What is it that's really going to shine the best for you as a team to be able to do your selection, to go through that selection process? And I real quick, I do have a question for you because I asked this the other day, Lance. This question is for you, Lance, okay? And I knew this because I have my notes. I don't know if you can see it real quick. I'm not Googling it. Oh, I did ahead of time.
There's a lot of notes there.
That's because I'm the nerd.
I saw it. That's a lot of notes. I like it.
I'm the guy.
Let me show you my notes. Hold on, before you ask the question, let me show you my notes. Hold on. Let me turn. It's not turning off.
All right.
I have no notes.
Point taken. Touche. I get it.
No, touche. That's awesome. I love the fact you got those notes. I need to learn.
Yeah, but you held up a big ass bass on the front.
No, it was supposed to be a black screen, but the screen turned on because I just wanted to show I have no notes.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to do that.
All right,
it's too late now. It didn't work out.
Weird flex, Jigmaster.
So
I'm a Florida State fan.
Hey, nobody's perfect. It's okay.
Exactly.
I will Hawkeyes. So, how many species make up the black bass family?
How many?
How many species make up the black bass family? And I knew this, but I didn't know what their name, what the names were.
Well, it depends on who you ask. So there's some official species. I think there's 9 official species or something like that. The American Fisheries Society kind of sets that, I believe. But there's a ton of species that are either being described or have been described that hadn't really been formally accepted. Or there's about, I think there's 19 or 20. There's one that I personally 19, know about from some research that I helped with that hadn't even been named yet in Mississippi. Wow. So there's quite a bit.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. 9 species that make up the black bass family that we're currently certified have been adjudicated. Suwannee bass, Alabama bass, Florida bass, Guadalupe bass, largemouth bass, I stand corrected, red-eye bass, shoal bass, smallmouth bass, and spotted bass. So, hey, my hat's off to you. I'll take it off officially for you, brother. Hey, so, and here's the one thing I had an epiphany on the other day. You have the 3 main strains, the 3 main species strains that we fish for, right? Largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted, right? But did you know that the Florida strain is an entirely separate strain species than the largemouth bass, and that the spotted and smallmouth are actually more closely related than the Florida strain in the largemouth? I had no idea.
What's crazy is that everything y'all talked about before that
is closer related to the largemouth than it is the spotted bass.
Wait, what was that?
The Alabama bass
is closely related to a largemouth than a spot.
I had no idea.
They just look alike. They're not even related.
Bro, I did not know that, what you just said. Seriously? I'm looking that up, Lance. I don't know if I
repeat it one more time. Repeat the last statement one more time, Lance.
He said the Alabama bass is more closely related to the largemouth than the spotted bass. Which looks, the Alabama bass looks so much like a spotted bass.
So, and this is a good question for Alabama. Which states have the bass as their official state fish?
You broke up for a second.
Which states have the bass as their official state fish?
Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama.
Ooh, man, you're on fire. So it's Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, and Tennessee, not Texas.
Okay.
So that means you got to represent, guys. You got a state fish that you're fishing for. Now you got to bring the heat.
I saw that coming. My brain picked that up.
It was a setup.
He tied it all back in together.
You like
that? Yeah, that was nice. That was nice.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Congrats, guys. Congrats. Obviously, you guys thought you'd be here when the season started. I didn't think you'd be there. You know why? Because I thought I would be there. But,
I like the confidence.
Next year.
I like that.
Yeah. I gotta look.
Look,
I have to look.
I'm sure there's going to be some shuffling of the groups, next year probably. So
I need to keep Alabama. I need to keep Texas, and I need to keep Florida in my group because I want to beat all of you. I mean, I already beat Florida. But
you are more than welcome to come to Alabama anytime you want to.
But I want to beat Florida in Florida. That's the difference.
That's a whole different
call
place,
out,
man.
Hey, that's a call out. That's a call out tournament right there.
Yeah,
we're
gonna go.
That's fine. I'll go.
Look, I don't know if you saw the numbers, but and I look, an L is an L is an L in my book. I know we lost, but I don't think Florida really liked what we did down there at all.
The Copperheads?
Yeah,
the Copperheads.
I don't think they were big fans of what we did down there because it was a lot closer matchup than I think they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I gotta go get the math. Happy Labor Day, y'all, and good luck.
Hey, same to you, Dan, and thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, buddy.
Hey,
great win.
Thank y'all for what you do. Seriously, thank you.
No, it's great to have you guys.
Thank you for the support, bro. Really, we couldn't do it without the support. Alabama Hammers, man. I'm a fan. I told you guys this after we did our first interview. I'm a fan. Congrats on your win. Congrats on making it to the conference finals. But it's not over yet. You got a big task, tall task ahead of you, and your goal is not, the conference finals. Your goal is, championship. So, keep the focus, and I look forward to what you guys are going to do. And plan on hearing from me in the messages within the next couple of days because I'm going to be setting up these interviews. We're going to be hyping.
Stirring the pot. You know that, right?
Yeah. We're going to be stirring the pot, and I'm going to bring the opposite team on as well so we can get that pot stirred.
So hey, real quick in closing, so you got Rhode Island taking on the Maulers, and of course, you guys taking on Lone Star. Real quick, you got any picture of the other teams? Who do you think is going to be coming down from Maulers and Rhode Island? Right now, Rhode Island's the favorite.
Really? Are they the favorite right now? Oh, they're at home.
They're at home. Yeah. I can tell you this. I know Derek and Conant, they're very familiar with the Tennessee chain. If you guys don't remember what Conant did last year down here on Gunnersville. So
I was there. Yeah, he hurt my feelings.
If they do come down, you're looking at another dogfight. It's us. If we're there, it could
what
be
you're saying is the final four have made their way. They've paid their dues. They have grinded it out. They pushed to get where they get, and this is why it's going to be one hell of a final.
Yeah, absolutely. That's who I don't want to face. Nothing against Rhode Island at all, because look, those guys have had a hell of a season. But I would if I got to pick, I would go against Rhode Island before I would Massachusetts, just because they have a lot more experience down here.
You'd go with Rhode Island.
That's who. Yeah. So he's going with Rhode. You want Rhode Island to win, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Lance, you agree?
Yeah, I've had my eye on Rhode Island for a while. They looked like they had some good momentum there, even when they weren't. They were ranked like forward, but they were coming up. So I think Rhode Island takes it.
I like it. But Juice WRLD,
I can't make my pick yet. Yeah,
I'm not making my pick yet either. But this is what I'm gonna say to you, Juice WRLD. You let me down just then, man. You let me down. You said you said you'd pick Rhode Island over Mass because Mass has more experience. Come on. You want to take down the big Papa Bear. That's in your eyes.
If I got to pick, I would go against Rhode Island on the Tennessee River.
I would go against the 98-99 Bulls with Michael Jordan and that 72 win team. That's who I would go against.
Because they'd
go against Alabama, Roll Tide, Baker out.
They'd run all over LeBron. Is what you're saying?
you will say Baker out, Roll Tide at the end of that shit. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this. He left before I can even kick him.
He did. That was good. That was smart. Hey, Lance, thank you so much. Congratulations on your win, brother. You guys advance to the next round. We'd like to give you a special shout out for Labor Day and to all the other anglers out there in the water. Thank you guys so much for having a great day today. And keep it safe. Happy Labor Day. Remember, 22 days, 22 too many.
I was about to say that. Remember that 22 days, 22 too many.
Absolutely. So,
hey,
brother, great matchup today.
Do me a favor, Jim. For the people who don't know about 22 a day, why don't you explain that to them real quick before we sign off?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would love to, and thank you for the opportunity to do. Yeah, so 22 veterans a day commit suicide, and oh my God, every single time I get goosebumps so bad. I personally, and I can only imagine if you have, and I don't want to bring up any bad memories, but
I have, but it's okay.
Yeah. So 22 veterans a day commit suicide. We need to be able to bring awareness to fight and mitigate this and combat this, and also be able to remember they still have their spouses and their families. They're still fighting for their loss, with the loss, and trying to hold on to make sure that they can at least make it through as a family and bring through together. There are different organizations that do collect for this. In fact, I had a couple of different individuals lined up from 22warriors.org and Purple Heart Foundation, who they do a monthly meeting. And there's also the 22warriors.org out in Las Vegas, but I don't know if they've kept up because of COVID. I've tried reaching out to them. I haven't got anything back, and that was about 3 months ago. So, but if you want, you can go to, I usually give these out. So I have always had my bracelets on, just, as a reminder. And of course, one of the individuals I served with as a reminder as well. This was, so Kyle Dalton was he was killed in action in Iraq, and I have a couple different friends that were lost due to them taking their lives. Unfortunately, there's not enough resources or help out there to bring them help that they need to be able to at least make it through and push through it. So if you remember from the broadcast before, I had KFG. There was a green shirt. So
yeah, I remember that.
Keep having going. That's right. Push through it. Never give up. Never give up.
And I'm, I didn't want to take you there, but I think that's a very important thing to talk about. And I posted something the other day on my Facebook page that said, "Hey, you never know who's going through stuff. You showing interest, you showing, hey, that you're paying attention can save somebody's life. You showing that you give a shit, asking somebody how their day's going, and not just, the passing, hey, how you doing? But like literally how you doing, like knowing your people. It's a real thing. 22 veterans a day take their lives. 22 veterans.
That's a lot. That's 22 too many. And you get,
keep awareness, people. It's not just about the veterans, but keep awareness. You can save a life. You can save a life by talking to people.
Just by talking to them. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to give you a second.
Yeah, there are homeless veterans out there as well, which is ludicrous and reprehensible in my mind, and I cannot understand it. And if I ever find out that there is a veteran who's homeless in my area, I am the first to go out there, buy them food, talk to them, find them help, do something. They have paid blood, sweat, and tears. And not to get too much into the weeds on this one, I want to make sure I keep it very succinct, but straight to the point. You know what? Show them love as well.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And everybody who rocked with us tonight, thank you very much for rocking with us tonight, tuning in for this broadcast, tuning in to figure out, while we talk fishing, while we talked, talked up these matchups that are coming. We're in the last few matchups of the KFL inaugural season. It's getting big.
I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. Just real quick to kind of push it back on what we're here for. It is. It's going to be a great matchup, and I can't wait. So Rhode Island, taking on the Maulers. Maulers got Triple Crown, Matthew Conant. They got Derek Brundle. Great. First of all,
Ken Wood. Don't forget about Ken Wood.
No. I got him written down right here. I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do have your notes.
Especially with today. I take notes. This is what I do because I got to highlight.
I feel you. My
my due diligence. So with these two teams, and the favorite seems to be that it's going to be Rhode Island. Me personally, that's jaw dropping to me. But at the same time, with all due respect to Rhode Island, I'm just not familiar I'm not as familiar with them and their the intricacies of all their anglers and what their strength and weaknesses are as I am with the other team, and that's why I can speak intelligently about that one. I can tell you why. Please do.
Because coming into the season, beginning of the season, before the first matchup, I did pre-season interviews with each team. Well, I tried to get every team. I didn't get everyone, but Rhode Island was one of them, and they came into it with a chip on their shoulder. They came into it with knowing that they were the other team out of the Northeast. The other team, the team being the Mass Maulers. And they came into it with a chip on their shoulders, and they came into it emotionally saying, hey, before this is over, you're going to know who we are. we will be where we will be there in the end. And you will know every person on this team and you will respect us because we feel disrespected because you're not giving us. And that's how they came into it prior to the season.
And they did it.
And they've maintained it. Yeah. And their first matchup was against Mass, who was a heavy favorite. I'm just going to put it out there. They were a heavy favorite preseason. And technically, not really. They lost. But Chris Catucci in the last 5 minutes lost a fish that would have won for him, and he caught a fish that won it for him, but it was 40 seconds late. His pitcher was. And he has the video. We posted the video, and the fish would not cooperate for like 30 seconds. So this dude, this dude, he flipped. I think it was on a frog. He boat flipped in a kayak, without a second thought, like a 5-pound fish. Reeling it in, horsing it in. He's like, I got to get a picture. He's horsing it in. Boat flip straight into the kayak. He's like, I got to get a picture. Gets it out, gets it on the board. And then the fish wouldn't cooperate. And he gets the picture taken. And it was like literally the tournament's over at 1. The picture was taken at 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Can you imagine kicking yourself?
1 p.m. and 40 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but you didn't let your team down. You didn't let your team down because you still pulled it in. You still caught it. You still showed you had the potential and you had the skill set to be able to bring that in. Yeah. He didn't let the team down.
That's why I think, because they're only lost, I think they only lost one, and it was that first game in the season. And they come back, like they kept they maintained their thought, them knowing who they were, the chip on their shoulder. They maintained the confidence in themselves, and they're here where they said preseason they would be, when honestly on their team, probably no one was really super well known. No disrespect intended if I messed it up, but I don't think nobody was really super well known. And now, these names are known. No. Chris Catucci, Greg Crass, the Godfather. Like, the names are known now. And that's probably why you are seeing that they're favorites in masses.
So you got Chris Catucci, Justin LeCase. If I mispronounce these names, I apologize. It's meant with no disrespect to the English. So we got Gregory Krasnowicki.
That's why I said Crass. Greg Crass.
Yeah, I apologize. He did correct me. I'm sorry. So I'm going to stick with what he told me to do here. Greg Crass and Joe Brancato.
Joe Brancato or Joe DeCinda?
No, it said Brancato on the.
Joe Brancato. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to do my homework on them and make sure I get it right. I'll reach out to each angler and say, how do I enunciate? Please tell me.
It doesn't matter. You still mess it up. I do it.
You would take all that trouble in the military.
There's a lot of. I mean, every team has a minimum of eight player. Well, not a minimum. They have like 8 players maximum, and you're trying to through this whole season. You're trying to learn every name and learn every face, and it's just like, okay. But like I remember faces and I can remember the first name, but like you want to remember like how to enunciate your last name or pronunciate. I'm just like, come on, bro. Can I just call you D? Like Joe D.
Right. It's a word picture association. You see the face, you see the first name.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
I'm a sonar tech, man. I'm on submarines.
That means you're going to have to hook me up on my XI3 because I have the XI3 with 10.2 like you do, but I have the
do you?
Hauler shaft. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I love it, but it's just a pain because it rises up like a damn telescope.
I mean, I cut mine down.
I know. Will keeps telling me just cut it, and I'm
I cut mine down to 36 inches. So it's not hard, but yeah.
No, it's not hard at all. It's just that the fact that I have to cut it and if you call the company, they say, well, technically you won't, but if you try to get it fixed, there may be some complications. Well, what the hell does that mean?
It'll void the warranty if whatever issue you're having with it is in conjunction or related to the shaft, if that makes any sense.
It does. Cutting it down because now all of a sudden there's, the wiring is different and it's configured not the same way.
Exactly. But it was funny because when you cut it down, you don't cut the wires, you just stuff them down in there. But whatever. Right. It's just their way of not having to, them having
take
to pay
culpability for the thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But with your sonar with your sonar skills, you're gonna have to hook me up because I mean I'm decent with my little TI TI 7 Elite Lawrence, but I'm not. Will went Humminbird. Yeah, it's not bad.
I have the Humminbird elite. You got me combining Humminbird and.
I was going to say
I got the Helix 9, and I don't understand all the bells and whistles, but I have 100% figured out how to tune it into any body of water that I'm on, and that thing's ridiculous. I'm not sponsored by them, but I will tell you that if you don't want to spend Humminbird Helix 9 money, or really Helix 8, and above, but if you don't want to spend $1,000 or more for a fish finder, I would 100% go with a Raymarine Element. I'm sorry, a Raymarine Element 7. Their side scan is 100% on par with Humminbird's side scan.
Say it one more time.
Raymarine Element, and you can get an Element 7 for $700. The mega. So when it comes to sonar, when it comes to the side scan, what really matters is frequency, and the higher the frequency, the more detail you're going to get in a shallower profile. But we fish lakes, so it doesn't matter. When I say shallower profile, I'm talking about like less than 2,000 feet, stuff like that. They're in the lakes really that I know
about that.
2,000 feet. So higher the frequency,
not in our states.
Exactly. Higher the frequency on that, the more detail you'll get. Other things go into it, like the pixelation of your screen, but that's something else. If you want more detail, higher the frequency. And there's only 3 companies that do megahertz frequencies on their fish finders: Humminbird, Raymarine, and I think the other one's Garmin.
No kidding, Garmin. I never would have guessed that.
I
Why
think
doesn't
it's
Lowrance
Garmin.
give the program?
You know what? I actually don't know what Lowrance's transmit frequency is for their side scan. I don't know it. The data what I just said with those 3 companies was probably about 5 years old. So Lowrance might actually
Maybe they do
offer a megahertz now. I know it's not on the TI. I used to have the TI-29, and it pales in comparison to the Raymarine and the Humminbird. But I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, if you're big on side scan, which I am, the way I fish, I'm big on side scan.
Right, I am too. But I have to always keep moving, obviously, for my side scan to be working. So I like to pinpoint.
That's pretty much all. That's pretty much all of them, unless you got like the 360. And the way the 360 works is it spins, so you don't have to be moving. You can be dead still, and it's spinning and giving you a perfect side scan or all around picture.
I mean, I would love that. And then there's Live Scope. I fished with a guy who had Live Scope, and I was watching his screen. I was very intrigued by it.
The Live Scope. Live Scope, I'm very impressed by. I don't want to do it because I think it'll affect the way I fish way too much, and
I agree, 100%.
It'll make me a worse fisherman. I think so.
It takes away your instincts. It doesn't make it to where you're actually hands-on in your skill set.
It ain't even about my instincts. I think it'll make me not fish an area if I don't see fish. Like, I mean, the ability to see a fish and see how it reacts to your bait, that's awesome. But like, what if you're scanning, you go into the area, you scan around, you don't see the fish because they're too tight to the cover or they're too tight to the bottom or whatever the case may be. You don't see the fish and you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep moving. How many times have you been fishing and you caught fish that you didn't see on your fish finder?
Oh, 100%.
Exactly. So I don't want to get lost.
I have a TI-7. It doesn't really show you that much. Hey, we got Coley coming on here.
Finally, the man who did it all.
That's right. Oh my God.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
we're sitting here shooting the shit, getting ready to sign off, and then Coley decides to sign on.
The man of the day coming on with 100 inches more than the person that's sitting in the number 2 slot. Let's see what we have here for you. All right, let me pull up what we had in the
While
overall.
he's doing that, Coley, hell of a day, man. Congrats on that. Bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And I didn't even need to tell you that it was going to be within a half inch for you to do it.
Oh yeah, I had you in the back of my mind, baby.
Yeah, hey man, that was awesome. I'm hoping you're able to get the time off so you can make it, man. I'm hoping that you could do it, man. I want you guys to make them boys sweat or win it. I mean, I can't say what I want right now because I'm gonna do a pick'em show, but I want you guys to get out there and make it happen. So,
oh yeah, they should be nervous.
If it wasn't gonna be, I'll tell you this: if it wasn't gonna be my team, which it isn't because we lost, but I was like, okay, well, I'll be okay if it's the Hammers.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with us winning or any of them teams in the North as long as it's not Texas.
We're here. We're here. Hell of a day though, bro. What was it, like 160, 140?
Yeah, so I was just gonna say when I first looked on, I think I just misspoke and said 100 inches, but it was only because I hadn't seen the final score. So right now you have 178 3/4 over Tim Perkins in the number 2 slot with 133.5, followed up with number 3, Lance Coley at 127 3/4. So
Hey,
you still got
know,
55 inches over the next.
Did you know, Jim? I think that all 3 of them are on the same team.
No, it doesn't. Well, I'm saying if you go in order, 1, 2, 3.
No, I'm saying those top 3 bags. How many of those people from those top 3 bags are on your team, Coley?
Say that one more time.
How many people who out of the top 3 bags are on your team? It was you with number 1, Tim Perkins number 2,
and Lance Coley. Yeah, and then Jeremy Hicks 34.5.
How many of those people, those 3 I just named, are on the Alabama Hammers?
Yeah, they are.
Lance and Jeremy. I'm sorry, Lance and Tim.
I know. So the top 3 bags from today are from your team.
Yep. And we had some crazy conditions too, so I was really proud of of how we did today.
So what?
That's what. Go ahead, Jim. I was just gonna say that's what I was getting at, Jim. That's all I was gonna say is that all 3 of those guys are on the same team. That's crazy.
It is crazy to see those big monster numbers being put up. And I got to say, Coley, I don't know you I don't know you because we haven't interacted on here, but I got to say, first of all, congratulations on the win and for pulling out some monster numbers. I do have one super important question. You know what? Even Santa Claus wrote me and was like, hey, what's going on, man? What is he using on the water today to be able to pull those numbers in? Give us a secret. Give us one
real quick before he's not going to tell you.
He's got to give a little tidbit.
I actually will spill some juice because we have no more events here.
Until you ask, see? You ask.
I was throwing a 3/8 ounce black and blue Bo's jig. Bo passed away this year, so he don't make them anymore, but you can still find them. And man, it was, if you've ever had like a good frog bite where you catch them and they're just like eating it, you know what I mean? Like imagine that on a jig bite. I mean, it was like as soon as they hit the water, they ate it. I mean, it was unbelievable. I bet I caught close to 40 fish today. I mean, like I'm not exaggerating. It was like, sometimes it was every cast.
Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. You guys keep talking. Hang on.
So Coley, based on what you just said, based on what Juice WRLD said earlier when I was talking to him, sounds like Neely Henry is a pretty decent place for a jig bite.
Oh, it is. It's perfect for it.
And you know, I should have been there. This should have been Alabama Hammers versus Norfolk Privateers.
Yeah.
But I couldn't pull it out. A jig bite, bro. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of you right now. Like that's my thing. That's my thing. But I mean, you've been doing it all season though. Has there been one matchup that you didn't catch over 100 inches?
When we went to Randleman, man, I just had a bad turn of events. I think I had like 60 something inches and I lost like 6 or 7 that were over 18 inches. And I had one flop off the board and then, I just couldn't get him in the boat. I just had a bad day that day.
Randleman, you talking about North Carolina, right? When you played Lunkers, right?
Yes,
or was it the Casters? Okay, it was one of them. But Randleman in the summertime is it's a tough lake. And you're telling me you had a bad tournament because of not catching them, but because of other issues of losing them, or
I had like a 19 1/4, and I had some decent fish, but I just couldn't get on the boat. Like it was such a small bite. I mean, it was like it. I mean, I've had bluegill or brim hit it better than they were. Like I mean, it was just like so subtle. It was like
just a subtle bite, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you would pick it up and it would just be heavy, and then half of them I was setting hook, they were swimming straight at me, and I could never gain on them. I lost 3 like that. I mean, it was.
If you don't mind me asking, what gear ratio reel do you throw in your jig rod?
I think it's I got an 8.3 to 1.
Wow.
And then I got a they're all 7s or in the 7s. I don't throw
everything I throw for a jig is 7 or 8. And I literally just got into having a different rod for I really just got into throwing jigs lighter than 3/8. I used to never throw anything lighter than the 3/8. But I mean, there's some Kitech jigs out there that are lighter than 3/8 that are worth having the right rod and right reel to throw it on. So
are you talking about like a finesse jig?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Kitech makes a football head jig that's in the finesse jig weights, but I don't know if they consider it a finesse jig. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure.
I throw some quarter ounce Bose jigs. They're like this. They're like the same size and everything of my 3/8 that I throw a lot of, and my halves. But
they're not. They don't have that finesse jig look to them.
No.
Right? Exactly. So that's what I meant by that, Jim. Is the finesse jig look to me is when you have that skirt that's cut off and it's like cut off at the top.
Spiky.
Spiky at the top of the head.
Like lion mane.
Yeah. I mean, I've got finesse jig type weights jigs that look like regular jigs, but it's that weight, just like what Coley was talking about.
And always tungsten, I'm assuming, because I like to feel what I'm dragging, and I'm not the.
Oh, absolutely.
I acquiesce 100% to you two gentlemen. And
only thing I will not throw tungsten on is I don't get like a drop shot. I don't care if I have tungsten or not. I mean, it's not that important to me. And Carolina rig.
Yeah.
Everything else I'll throw tungsten, except for jackhammers. Because
you don't like tungsten on a Carolina rig. That's the one time I would think you would want to have it. Aside from having
I don't really care about the this is not about me, but I don't really care about the thump or the knock from whatever type of bottom I'm on when I'm dragging a Carolina rig. Big thing about it is just keeping the weight in contact with the bottom. So
yeah, I watch a lot of Bass UTV. So, and I didn't mean to cut you out, brother. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just with a Carolina rig, as long as the bait's closest to the bottom. Not a bait, but the weight is still making contact with the bottom. I feel like you're good to go. And I when it comes to Carolina rigs, I want to throw a bait that's hollow that I can put a earplug inside of, so it'll float it above the bottom.
Yeah, I knew that trick too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a good trick though. So Coley, real quick, it keeps it just above.
If you throw Carolina rig, man, throw hollow bait. If you can, throw a hollow bait and put some type of foam that'll make it float up above the bottom.
Like the military ones, you got to cut it a little bit just right though.
Say again?
Like a shooting range earplug?
Yes.
Yep. That'll make your bait come up off the bottom and hover right above the bottom and just float while you're dragging it.
You might have to cut it though because it will be a little bit off center.
Yeah.
Depends how you stuff it in there.
Heck yeah, that's pretty cool.
See, we need to have like an information form in this as well. I mean, love this. So,
I don't have any information. I only throw jigs.
Tie lipped, huh? I get it. All right, loose lips sink ships. I get this. I know what's going on.
No, that's Coley. Coley, if you haven't seen any of the previous interviews, before tonight, you could not get 1 ounce of information out of Coley about what
I appreciate it, brother. Hey, thanks for making me feel better. You know what? I appreciate that. I do.
I try to help when I can, but I can't. I'll never give away all the juice.
No, don't either. I wouldn't either.
You can never do that.
Yeah, don't either. That's just shooting yourself in the foot because now once
I gave away a lot of the juice to a homie of mine, and he's starting another KFL team next year in this area.
Oh man!
And I'm like, I gave him a lot of juice, but it's okay. It's okay.
But you know what? That sets it up for it's going to set up for a good match. Now you two are going to be able to face it out, duke it out. It's going to be a call-out match, a call-out tournament. And then when you do sit down, you're going to say, you know what? You won or you lost because you didn't do this right. Or because
he's not going to be able to sit down. I'm going to beat his ass.
I like that. That's a good attitude. So, Coley, you got, with this win today, that takes you now to the next set. You're going to be in the Final Four. What does this mean for you?
It's huge. I mean, our team's pretty humble as far as, we're not real arrogant or cocky because we know every team we fished against, is a good team. Like, even when the records have been, not as good on paper, it doesn't matter. So, to be in the Final Four, I feel good about it, and I know our team feels good about it. Because we've worked our butts off to get here. There's been a lot of obstacles this year, and so it's, it would have been great if Texas could venture out anywhere other than their home or within 2 hours of driving distance and get their butt whooped. Somewhere, by somebody that matters. That would have been.
Ooh,
cool,
I like it.
They really don't have any wins on the record that just oh man, those guys are they're claiming to be hammers, and trying to take our logo, and it's like maybe like a rubber mallet or something. Maybe if they want
Hey, he's been waiting. Jake Master's been waiting for this all night long.
You know, I mean,
he's been waiting. Bring the heat.
If they would want to come to us or a neutral site, I mean, we could spank them either way. And I mean, I hope I get to come to Texas and put it on them. I mean, I was really looking forward to that. So hopefully Monday we can figure out if I'm gonna be able to make it or not. But I mean, they just talk a lot of smack. And
Cole, you need me to call somebody? Cole, who you need me to call so you can get it off?
I mean, you know, they're 6-0, and I mean that's great and all, but you know, I wouldn't be real proud of the record that they have with what they've had go on this year. So I'm just gonna say that, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
I'm loving this. This is I love the confidence, first of all, because you know the confidence is being backed with competence. And that's honestly, that's the ultimate redeemer. When it comes to the true equalizer in fishing, it's the people who know what they're doing. They can go out there and they can talk the talk as opposed to someone who's throwing it blindly. I admire that.
And another thing is, I mean, everybody we fished against has known all year where you're coming, where you're going to fish at, everything. And all we asked was, where are we fishing at? And that's it. That's all that was asked. And they couldn't even give us an answer.
I see where it's coming. I love it. I love it.
So let me ask you a question then. Coley, if we could do a call-out tournament, this is something we proposed before. If we could do a call-out tournament where you could take on Lone Star, and you could do it on neutral water, but you wouldn't find out until the morning of, and you knew it was in a set state. That was all you would know. You would do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy. There's no hesitation. And I think everybody on our team would do that.
So bragging rights and street cred. I know they would. They said they would.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's, but I mean, that's fine. If that's the ball game they want to play, that's fine. I just hope I get to be there because, man, it's.
What gives Alabama the advantage up or the one up over Texas? What is it specifically in Alabama? Because Texas is known for those big giants. They had their first true winner this year. They had broken three lake records at one of the largest lakes that they had down there earlier on in pre-spawn. So they had a lot of big bass down there, right? So you're sitting in between them and the Florida strain. What is it about Alabama that brings this to the top?
Man,
should I translate? Because I think there's been at least 3 Alabama players who've said this already. And it's the fact that Alabama is saying that, hey, you guys kill in Texas on Texas lakes. But when you have to go fishing outside of Texas
or behind buoys or whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever.
Outside of Texas on diverse fisheries, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, so come outside your backyard and let's find out what you got now. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Coley, am I somewhere near what you're going to say, or I miss it?
I mean,
okay.
I think as far as their traveling record go, I think they traveled the least amount of hours, like one way.
I would say probably it was my team. Definitely my team, but they were probably second.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then that's just how the cards fell. So, I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah,
but my thing is they're fishing basically like a watershed, in my opinion. I mean, it's what it looks like to me.
And I'm going to say something, Coley. I'm going to say some shit that, and I don't really care if people dislike me. I mean, I got people who I talk to in the fishing world that I'm about to say, and I'm probably going to piss them off, but I'm going to say it anyway because I don't really care. A lot of people are giving Florida Copperheads a lot of flack because of the record they have and the losses they have, which are, I don't know if every loss they have is away from Florida, but I think most of their losses are from when they leave the state of Florida. And everybody's like, hey, you leave the state of Florida, you suck. You can only fish Florida lakes. I don't think that's 100% true, but whatever the case may be. I think Florida's a lot better than what their record says. I also think that Texas is a lot worse than what their record is.
I agree with that. And I said if you took Florida to Texas, I think Florida has the best chance of anybody to beat them because
their lakes, their waters are that similar. Yeah. Like the lakes that they fish in Florida are that similar to the lakes in Texas. And the only reason I can say I haven't fished the lakes in Texas, I have not. So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm from Florida and I've fished a lot of the lakes in Florida. And from what I talked to my friends from Texas, these lakes sound exactly the same as the lakes in Florida. And I was like, I would be so comfortable fishing these lakes. But I'm not saying Texas is bad. I'm not saying Lone Star is bad. I'm not saying they can't fish. What I'm saying is everybody's giving shit to the Copperhead saying, hey, you guys suck because you lost. You didn't go and win. You guys have Conrad Benetti who talks louder than anybody in the kayak fishing world. And Texas, I'm just saying, Texas. I like all you guys, but if you can't appreciate what I'm about to say to you, then you can do a cry on your pillow. But I don't think you're as good as your record. And I kind of agree with Coley that step outside of Texas, it'll be a little different.
Because
come to Virginia like Florida did. Come to Virginia like Florida did, and you probably have a loss.
Yeah, it would guarantee be a loss. They came to Alabama, like hands down. I mean, it was gonna be a spanking. I mean, I don't care what any of them said.
Golly, I love it. So you know what? That's a bold statement. And let me say, we have to make this a call out for Texas, and we have to put it on in neutral territory. You know what? Why not put it in Virginia? 2 for 1. Make it a 2 for.
Hey, but Texas, those guys, I do think that those guys in their team are great fishermen.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And Jason,
I'm not saying they're not good fishermen.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying
don't back real now. Don't back.
No, I'm not back down. I'm not saying they're not good fishermen. I'm saying when they're faced with some adversity in some waters that are not what they're normal used to fishing, can you still do it?
Yeah. So if you take the blinders off and move outside of your comfort zone, you should be able to adapt to anything you have that's being thrown your way, right?
I mean, this year I traveled a lot, and I got my ass whooped on some places, and I did well in some places that I traveled to.
Yeah, so it's going to be reciprocal then. If you're going to be able to reciprocate with Texas, if they were to come to neutral territory and to be able to fish here, say they did it in Virginia, say they did it in Carolinas, I don't care where it is. That's not the point. The point is that if they leave the state of Texas and they get beat, then that gives validity and credence to what you both are saying, right? What about the reciprocity though? If to make it fair, you live in Virginia. Coley, if you are not living in Virginia, you're living down in Alabama, right? So to find those neutral waters is really only going to apply to 50% of the equation. Where's the reciprocity? Are you going to travel to a state in between here in Texas to be able to fish against them, to be able to at least, hold true, talk the talk and keep walking the walk? Yeah.
I would.
I think that's
Louisiana, we can go to Mississippi.
Well, hey, the national championships NC is down there for KBF this year, so and it's in some.
It's in LA. It's in LA and Texas. Does Caddo cross Mississippi?
Yeah, Caddo's like half in Louisiana and half in Texas.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Half Louisiana, half Texas.
Yeah, Bossier City, Shreveport. Literally, my mother grew up there. I spent many summers there. But what I'm getting back to, Coley, you did a great, Jesus, you had a great day today. And for you to be able to throw fish back and call out with the ones you had, what did you have? What was your largest fish today? You had
my biggest
19 and a quarter.
19 and a quarter, I think.
19 and a quarter, 19, 18, 3/4, 18 and a half. This sounds like a guy I know who's very similar in skill set here. William Brewer, by the way, who's on, and he's watching us. I had to get a shout out to my boy real quick. Yeah. Just a couple of comments as he was throwing in here real quick. 2 hours of Jigmaster translated for us, simple folk coming from Blackbeard. William Brewer, yeah, but you shut up and listen. That's what I did, and I agree. I listen. I want to know what's going on. I want to absorb because pros like yourself. Coley, moving into next week or moving in against Lone Star, one of the biggest things that's going to happen is now what's going to happen with the other team with the Royal and taking on the Maulers. Do you have a prediction for those two?
Man, I think that's a crazy matchup. I think those two teams are like hands down
dead even.
It could go either way. I don't know which way. If I was a betting man, I don't know which way to bet because you look at the Mass team and then you look at Rhode Island, you're like, geez. That's like 2 all-star teams right there.
Just as you and Lone Star.
Yep.
Yeah, so both teams you have paid your dues to get where you're at. Congratulations, my friend.
I kind of disagree with Coley. I think you look at both these matchups. And you say Lone Star Bandits, that's the all-star team. You say Mass Maulers, that's the all-star team. But you got these other teams, the Alabama Hammers and the Rhode Island Rebels, who are really all-stars. Both of them are really all-stars. But you don't know their names like some of the other players' names.
They're going to. The
players on Texas's team are very well known, I think. And I felt like coming into this, Alabama was a lesser version of the Rhode Island Rebels. And what I mean by that, it has nothing to do with fishing ability or knowledge. It has everything to do with the fact that Rhode Island was very verbal about the fact that we're coming for it. We're feel disrespected. I could not get you guys to talk trash at all, but you'll see us in the end. And we're seeing it in the end. Like you said, like your team said before the season started. So I think the two heavyweights, what everybody is seeing is Lone Star Bandits and the Mass Maulers. So will the guys who they're not counting on, the Rhode Island Rebels and the Alabama Hammers, drop the hammer? Texas hasn't been beating Texas yet. Oh, Coley,
there's a first for everything in there.
Coley, make it happen.
Right.
You better get
And
off
if
work.
anybody can beat them, it's us.
It is. You know what?
You better-
Well said. Well spoken. Well spoken.
And I'll say that not because to sound arrogant, which I know that just probably did, but
Not at all. Not at all.
I think because our team is so well rounded. You take us and you throw us on a smallmouth fishery, we're good. You take us and throw us on a spot fishery, we're good. You take us and throw us on a largemouth lake, it's been proven. Like, we've got guys that can cover everything. So it's not like you take Texas out of Texas and you only give them largemouth. What are they going to do? You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like anywhere we go, we can do it.
What if it's a northern strain largemouth?
Hey, that's fine too.
and not a Florida strain. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God! What are you gonna do? Trust me,
it's
Texas.
not like if their surface lake temp's not like in the high 90s and it's not like 100 degrees down there, I mean, they don't know what to do. They just kind of go into like a shock. I feel like, you know what I mean, and just lose all body functions is what I would assume would happen.
I'm not crushing on Alabama, Lone Star. I just want you to know that I'm not. My favorite angler in all of KFL is probably Jim Louvier. The dude to me is ridiculous. I don't know much about Derek Miller because I've heard he's ridiculous as well, but Jim Louvier is probably my favorite angler in all of KFL. But
he talks a lot of smack too.
I saw that. I didn't know Jim talks smack. I just learned that.
Yeah,
I just learned that.
Fine.
So Jim, all the smack. I know you're a hell of an angler, Jim. I know you can catch him at home, and you're at home. I know you can do it. But
It's
you got some
crazy
fellas.
It's crazy.
You got some fellas.
It's crazy to me that it takes 15-inch graphs to catch them? You know what I mean? Like,
ooh, man.
We do what you do,
it.
Jim. That's fine. Do what you do, Jim.
If it takes the 215 graphs to get him where you get say, if it works for him, it works for him, right?
I'm so excited.
I know. I can't wait. I
got to figure out how to get some camera boats out there for all of this. I got to figure it out. We got to figure it out, Jim.
Well, Jim's got enough batteries on his boat. We could just run the camera on his. So.
This is all payback for everything that Jim did in the interview that I didn't do like 3 or 4 nights ago. Were you on this one, Jim? When James, I keep saying Jim, but I want you to know I'm talking about Jim Louvier or James Louvier.
Okay.
Did you do that interview with James Louvier and Lone Star? That was like 3 or 4 days ago. I haven't seen it yet, but word is that James was talking so much trash. And I'm pretty sure every Alabama fan has seen it. I mean, every Alabama player has seen it because they're all firing back. And
it was brought to my attention. I haven't seen it. I've been looking for it. So if
I haven't seen it either.
So shots
like
fired. You got to be able to take a look. Hey, shots across the bow. Shots across the bow.
It was brought to my attention too. I was like getting text messages like, "Did you watch this? Did you see? Did you hear what it was?" I was like, "No, I haven't." Like, what happened? What did I miss? I'm excited, Coley. Coley,
real quick. Are you? If it's okay for me to ask, I understand. So if you aren't fishing the next tournament, it's possibly because you're going to a new spot, right, outside of the fishing aspect. So I just want to say congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I just took a new job at a police department. So I went from being a deputy to a police officer, and it's been a big change. I've enjoyed it. It's been good for me and my family. I enjoy it a lot because I get out and do what I like to do and be proactive. So I've really enjoyed it. So I appreciate it. And, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, man, it was one of the things. It was now or never, and I had to take the opportunity.
Hey,
was
you're damn right.
what's best for the family.
It's the that thin blue line right there. I always wear that. I tell you. So I train federal and law enforcement, and when we work together, all the different agencies that we have, they're some of the finest in this country. So God bless you. Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely, man.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And stay safe out there, bro. This world's crazy. So.
Oh yeah. It ain't getting no better.
It ain't. And I will definitely meet any of the Alabama people, anglers from the Alabama Hammers on any neutral lake, and I'll fish off against you guys.
I'm cool with that too.
I consider myself pretty versatile. I fished so many different places here, so I'll fish off against any of you guys anywhere.
See, my thing is, I would love for somebody else to pick, like maybe you two or Greg. I'll do like a coin toss between like 3 lakes of y'all's choice, and let us in Texas go duke it out. Whatever lake y'all.
I mean, that's an idea for next season, though. That might be that. Actually, I like that. That might be pretty good.
It is. It is. You know what? That way, it takes a little bit of the guess out of his place. Now he's got to at least say, you know what? It's completely neutral. It's out of my hands, and it's with someone else. Yeah, I would do.
I like that.
I like
that's
that too.
pretty good. I like that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, some of the toughest fishing that I've ever experienced around us. It's a place called Lake Mooney. It's actually a reservoir that is so alkaline. The water you can see 20 foot down. I mean, the bass are so picky. I've had very minimal luck on there. Will, Mike Hogan, the guys like that, they've caught fish out of there as well. But what we have caught, Will he's smacked it down. Well, I think he had a good 6-pounder out of there, right? But most of the other people, when they go out there, they get skunked. You just cannot, because it's so crystal clear. Would you fish a place like that? Would you rather fish a place that's got a little bit of stain, natural versus a res, man-made?
Me personally, my style, I like a little bit of stain. I like a little color. I have fished Clear Lakes and stuff like that, so I know how. But if I had to pick between the two, it would be to fish, something with a little bit of stain to it.
I mean, you got to trick the fish. You're trying to make them eat something that's not a natural food source to them. So you obviously have to trick them. If they can see it coming a mile away, why are they going to eat it for it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd agree with him. I prefer stained water as well.
I do too. 100%.
I have a couple lakes here that are, I wouldn't say 20 feet visibility, but at least 10 foot visibility.
Oh God, it's horrendous.
And in the past, prior to this year, I sucked on them. And like another thing about this awesome format, KFL. There's a plug for KFL. This awesome format is that you get to fish with on your team great anglers who have different strengths and different water types. You get to fish with those guys, and because we're a team now, we're sharing information, not just spots, but we're sharing information about how to catch fish in this type of water. And I've learned so much about map study, fishing in clear water, fishing in tidal water, fishing in moving water, all that stuff just from these guys. And I've tried to reciprocate and give as much information as I can. But like Coley said earlier, you don't ever give 100% of everything, but you give some information. I guarantee you, his teammates give a lot of information to each other. But you know what? We meet these teammates on our local trails. We meet them one-on-one. And like we said earlier in the season, there's an unsaid rule like, hey, I might give you this spot because we're fishing in our matchup.
Right.
You might give me this spot. But like when it comes to local trails, like we already know we're not going to see a teammate sitting on the spot that we gave to the team to try to catch fish for KFL. But we are giving each other knowledge about how we fish. I can guarantee you every person on my team has gotten some knowledge about how I fish, and I've gotten knowledge about how they fish, and we've all become better fishermen because of it, and still had fun and still went and had that competition with each other in local trails. That where it's like, hey, you might be a privateer, but today you just gonna come in second because I'm coming in first.
So the amalgamation of talent that you have coming together with all these teams, would you say that it's raised you twofold, threefold?
Are you asking me or Coley?
Well, both. I mean, I was asking you directly about both. Absolutely.
I'll answer. I'll give Coley because today's Coley's day. I'll go first. Let him get the next. For me, threefold. For me, threefold.
Woo, man.
For me, threefold.
Coley, do you break bread the same way?
Say that one more time. It broke up on me.
Do you break bread the same way? The amalgamation of talent that you come together. Okay, good.
Yeah,
that's good. And you guys, do you think it's increased you threefold like it has with Jigmaster, Rob? I'm talking talent, knowledge base, skill set, everything. All areas that are applicable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ask these in-depth questions because I'm curious as to what makes us as a whole and individually, what makes us work, what makes us tick, what makes everything a better England, because I'm here to learn. Everyone else, I'm sure, is going to be learning in the end, a little bit by little bit, but we're on the same team. It's a passion that brings us together, and it's about awareness and conservation for the of the sport, and for the passion for fishing for our future generations, our kids, and our children's children. Absolutely.
I mean, you look at what happened 15 minutes ago before we get out of here. 15 minutes ago, we were talking about Carolina rigs, and we were talking about, hey, throwing a hollow bait and stuffing foam inside of it so it floats above. Coley was in here like, hey, shit, I never even thought about that shit. And Coley, this dude's a hell of a fucking angler.
Oh my God, and putting up his what 176? Is that what? I mean,
yeah, hell of an angler. He was like, I never even thought about that. So we can learn from each other,
Absolutely.
up, down, left, and right. You know.
But just so you know, Coley doesn't work with every single bait. You have to find that right one that you're fishing on the bottom. Yeah.
But I mean, he's an angler. He'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, you definitely will.
What do y'all think about that AOI race?
I think, honestly, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I don't think it's a race. Hopefully, we're talking about KFL, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's a race. I think what I've seen. So I'll tell you the truth. I voted for Greg Crass, right? And then I actually went back and looked at everything. I didn't change my vote because I don't like the fact that you can change a vote. So I think once you vote, it's final. Because I felt like Greg Crass has shown and grown so much as an angler this year in our league. And I went back and looked at the numbers. You've been so consistently over 100 inches. So I'm like, it's not, in my opinion, at this point. I love you, Greg. I love Rebels. I love all you guys. It's not a race. I think Coley's KFL's angler of the year.
Well, wait a minute. So that's kind of a little with respect, my friend. That's a little contradictory, because if I'm going to vote and I have the right to vote for AOI, if it gets that towards the end of the year and I see another angler that's putting in their time, grinding it out, and the other angler that I initially had voted for, let's say that they're not for whatever reason. I don't care if it was within their control or outside of their control. If I know that this other angler is putting the time, they're grinding out, they're staying consistent, and not only are they staying consistent, but they're staying humble, and they're willing to help other anglers as well. And we see that. I'm changing my vote. 100%. I have the right to vote the first time. I'm going to have the right to vote the second time.
Fine.
You know what I'm saying?
And you have the option to change your vote. I'm saying for me.
Right.
For me
I
personally,
get it. Totally.
For me personally, when I register my vote, I feel like I've already registered my vote. If I wasn't going to do what I did after I registered my vote, like I should have done that prior to registering my vote, if that makes any sense. For me personally, I'm not going to change it. So it was there. Angler of the year means different things to different people. So, I think it needs to come down to really, honestly, I think it needs to be say, hey, when we're looking for angler of the year, this is what we're looking to. This is what we're looking for. Here's the list of what we're looking for angler of the year. Because if you don't, then some people might look for different stuff. Like some people might look for the fact that, hey, this guy's improved every tournament, right? Every tournament he's gotten better and better and better and better and better, and did more for his team. I guess that's more of an MVP. But in my mind, for fishing, MVP, angler of the year, same thing. In the NBA, they like to say MVP is this guy, but you can't be an MVP on a losing team. You can average 180 inches a matchup, but I feel like if your record's 0-6, you can't be an MVP. So you can't be angler of the year.
Fair enough.
That's my personal opinion, though.
If you had to pick, as a WWE superstar right now, Coley, who would you say you represent as the personification on the water right now, as it would be in the ring? And we'll go from the years 1990 on up. How about that?
That's why he's here.
I have no idea. I don't watch wrestling.
So you don't watch wrestling? Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say, John Cena. And I'm take away the physique. I'm talking about the popularity, the energy that you're bringing to the ring or to the water itself, and the way you were knocking it out of the park today. Jigmaster, hey, you know where I'm going to go with this, right? If you know for you, huh?
No, I'm sorry. My wife was talking to me. I didn't hear it.
No problem.
I was getting yelled at.
So, who was the Rock's clan back in the day?
Who was the Rock's clan?
Yeah, when he first started, Nation of Domination, right?
Yeah, Nation. I was about to say Razor Ramon.
No, Razor was. Hey, have
No,
you
that was
seen the meme
NWO.
with?
That was the New World Order, a new NWO, New World
That was
Order. My bad.
yeah. No, it's all good.
My
It's all
bad.
good. Yeah. Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
So
John Henry, right? Nation Domination. Was
yeah,
John
them and they
Henry,
had the
right?
two guys that always had the black bands tied around their biceps. Yeah, I can't remember their names. God dang it. Anyway, my point being, so if you had the Legion of Doom and they were tying off, or they were squaring off right now, it would be against the Nation of Domination. Coley, he's going to be John Cena joining in with the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. This would be the match that they had right now. We were talking about WWE personalities before, Coley. That's what
No,
this
I
all
got you. I
comes
get
from.
where you're going with it now. Hey, Blackbeard said Florida is DX.
What? Wait, I wish Blackbeard could join us. I want to hear justification for that. I do. I want to hear. Hey, I'm Undertaker or Kane. Okay, I'll take that. I have no problem.
I could definitely see Kane. I could definitely see Kane. Hey, Coley, man. Not to keep you here. We want to say our goodbyes, man. But I really appreciate you coming on because I wanted you on so much earlier. And then I was like, man, he's not gonna make it because we had your hammers on. I was like, he's not gonna make it. And then me and him were, talking fishing, chit chatting, and you came on. I was like, awesome.
Yeah, sorry. I actually, when I got home, I passed out. I was so tired. So
It's mentally draining, isn't
I've been
it?
on night shift and going from night shift to try to go back to day shift on my off weekend. I was like, oh.
Yep,
So-
changing up that circadian rhythm is not the easiest thing to do.
I love that term. Hell yeah.
I
That's
appreciate
VA term,
you coming with us, bro. I really hope you can work it out for work and make it there because this is one of the matchups I think a couple games into the season people wanted to see, and I'm excited to see it.
I am too. I am. Coley, honestly, the other team, the rest of your teammates, we were talking to them. They said they think that you're going to be able to make it. They think you're going to try to pull some strings, make room on the calendar. I know the rest of us are waiting and we're watching. I hope you make it because I want to see a showdown. And I want to see a shootout.
Yeah.
I think with or without me, I think our team will be fine.
Tell work that Uncle Sam said Coley McGowan needs to make.
That's
this
right.
matchup.
Hey, that's right.
I'll tell them. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe it works out. Fingers are crossed. But I think either way it goes, I think our team's going to be fine. I mean, we're sending Dan, John, and Tim, so really not worried about a whole lot. They're going to handle business regardless.
No, they're great English as well. Great English as well. So.
Big Fish Dan. I mean, come on.
Right. That's it.
Congratulations to the success you guys have had so far in the season. Look forward to seeing what's happening next week. Be looking out for messages from me within the next couple of days because I'm gonna try to get interviews and hype this whole thing up with you and Lone Star because it needs to be hyped up. This is a big thing. I'm gonna do the same thing with Mass and the Rebels, and I'm gonna try to get my guy Jim in because Jim comes with the hard questions, right? And that you need that freaking frack like
right.
relationship there.
The yin and yang.
Yeah, the yin and yang. You need it.
That's right.
So.
Jig Master and Crank Master, bringing it to you live. Here's what's going to find out who is going to win that tournament.
There you go, and I look forward to it. I need it. This excitement is crazy. Again, congratulations on the season, inaugural season. Alabama Hammers make the playoffs. You guys thought and said it before the season started that you would be here, and you're here. So, what you said, hold it up. You said you guys knew y'all gonna win. Y'all win. So.
I want you to take on. You got to take on this new motto. It's going to be the Showdown Slammer. Alabama Hammers bringing on the Showdown Slammer. Come up with something like that, but that's
the big hammer versus small hammer, according to James Louvier.
Yeah, he'll be.
His hammer's bigger on next Saturday.
Yeah, whose hammer is bigger? No pun intended, but pun definitely intended. People, appreciate you, Coley, man. We'll let you get go to bed. Have a good night, man. Enjoy the family and
stay safe.
Yeah, you did great stuff today, man. Good job.
I appreciate it. It was good seeing y'all.
Yeah,
you
man.
too, brother.
Always
nice meeting
good to have
you.
you on. All right, Jim. We can close it out now. I mean, we got.
Hey, we've been on it for 2 hours. Time flies when you're having fun, especially talking Madison.
Yeah, man. And the more we get on here together, the more we'll sync up and we'll know about each other. And
Absolutely. Compliment each other back and forth as far as interacting. Also get out there and go fishing together. I know we got some friends in common. So
yeah, we do.
good.
And I already knew because you told me once before today, but it really just clicked that you're right up the road, so we can fish together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
2.5, 3 hours. That's nothing. That is nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it is a hop, skip, and a jump away, isn't it? And I'm
Absolutely.
actually further south than when I was a year ago. I'm a little bit further south, so that cuts out another half hour, 45 minutes.
There you go. And we can invite one of my proteges, Mr. William Brewer, who I taught how to jig fish. We can invite him too.
Hey, that's my boy right there too. Yeah, I was giving him that before. Yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Will's good people. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in with KFL. A couple of you have rocked with us the entire 2 hours.
I saw that. You saw the number of people that stayed in, right?
A couple of you rocked with us for the entire 2 hours. I truly appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure Jim truly appreciates it.
Absolutely, I do.
100%.
And,
look forward to some more coming content in the next few days to the next week or so. We're going to be putting it out. First round wildcard weekend is over. Conference finals is coming up next weekend. And then we'll have the championship. KFL first season. Big moves, big things. What do you think, Jim?
I think first of all, I'm super excited and super stoked. I know what my prediction is going to be, but I'm going to hold on to them until we have that video.
Hold on to it. We're going to have that one. Yes, hold on to it.
I think it's a little obvious after what we've experienced today, but you never know. Never know. I may have to change my heart.
Yeah,
huh?
in these interviews or videos or lives we're going to do in the next few days, stuff might change. I don't know. You never know.
It's all good. Buddy.
You can have another hurricane come through. Who knows what's going to happen?
Freak storm. Oh, God, who knows? Jesus.
Yeah,
right?
It's going to be fun. Appreciate you, Jim. Obviously, you guys know me, Rob Brown. We signing off. Thanks for rocking with us. KFL tonight was a lot of fun. And it was because of this guy right here.
No, because this guy right here. I did it wrong too.
Yeah, I did. I always mess it up. That's why it was fun. So check in with us, man. Be on the lookout for updates from KFL, and we'll let you guys know. Thanks,
God bless,
Jim.
brother.
You have a good night, and I hope your wife is feeling better, man.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I do too. She is. She's making it around. Thank you. You guys take care. God bless y'all.
Yep. Signing off. Peace, people.
Later.